When a client reaches a point where they feel like leaving is no longer an option, you have established complete emotional control. This doesn't happen through pressure, arguments, or persuasion. It happens when they reach a state where their own mind convinces them that they need you. When someone believes that losing you would create a deep emotional void, they will fight to keep the connection alive, even when logic tells them otherwise. The first step in making a client feel like they can't walk away is creating a loop of emotional dependency. People don't stay because of convenience. They stay because of emotional investment. If every conversation makes them feel something intense, whether it's excitement, validation, deep curiosity, or even frustration, they start associating their own emotions with your presence. The stronger this association becomes, the harder it is for them to detach. This emotional loop is built through intentional unpredictability. If every interaction feels the same, they will subconsciously feel like they can step away because nothing is changing. But if your presence creates an emotional roller coaster, they become addicted to the uncertainty. Some moments, you make them feel deeply valued. Other moments, you create slight emotional distance. Then you return with intensity. This cycle forces their brain to keep seeking resolution, and the more they chase emotional closure, the deeper they fall into attachment. The second step is removing the sense of finality from your connection. People walk away from things that feel complete. But if the bond always feels open-ended, their mind will keep them engaged. The trick is to never allow closure in your interactions. Instead of ending a conversation with "talk later," say, "We still have a lot to figure out." Instead of giving them full validation, say, "I don't fully understand you yet, but I like trying to." Now their brain registers the relationship as unfinished, keeping them emotionally locked in. Once this open loop is created, the next layer of control is subtle reinforcement of their emotional investment. The more effort someone puts into something, the more valuable it becomes to them. If they have spent weeks or months engaging, revealing personal details, seeking your validation, and adjusting their emotions based on your actions, their brain starts justifying why they have stayed this long. The trick is to remind them of their investment without making it obvious. When they say something about your connection, subtly acknowledge the time spent. Say things like, "We've already built too much to just let things fade." Or, "I don't think most people understand connections like this." This triggers a psychological bias called commitment reinforcement, where people hold on simply because they don't want to feel like they wasted their time. Another powerful way to make a client feel like they can't walk away is leveraging selective detachment. The human brain values what it feels like it could lose. If they always have access to you, they assume the connection is guaranteed. But if you pull back at the right moments, their fear of losing the bond increases. The secret is timing. If you notice a client becoming too comfortable, withdraw slightly, creating a sudden contrast in the emotional dynamic. If they don't hear from you as often, their mind will start questioning why. And once they start chasing, they will reinforce their own attachment without realizing it. One of the strongest psychological triggers that keeps someone emotionally locked in is personalized validation that feels earned. If you tell them they are special too soon, the words lose meaning. But if you make them work for your approval, their brain values the connection more. Instead of saying, "You're different," wait for a moment when they reveal something unique, then say, "I didn't expect this about you, but it actually makes you stand out." Now they feel like they had to earn your validation, and that makes them fight to keep it. Psychological control is strongest when the client starts justifying their own attachment. If they ever express doubt, their own mind should provide reasons why staying is the better option. The way to reinforce this is by subtly triggering fear of regret. Say things like, "Most people never understand what they have until it's gone." Or, "Some things are rare. You only see it when you look back." Now, their brain is forced to imagine a future without you, which increases their fear of making the wrong decision. The final layer of control is conditioning their emotions so that every strong feeling they experience is connected to you. The mistake most people make is thinking attachment is about positive emotions only. But the truth is, intensity matters more than positivity. If someone feels deeply challenged by you, if they feel like they are constantly seeking your approval, if they feel like they still have things to prove, their brain keeps replaying the connection because it feels like it isn't finished. When someone walks away from something that feels incomplete, their mind keeps pulling them back. Once this psychological framework is in place, they won't just think of you as an option, they will fear losing you. And when someone fears losing you, they will go out of their way to protect the connection, even without realizing why. If you want to learn the deepest strategies for emotional control, long-term influence, and making sure your clients stay attached, I break everything down inside my private group. You'll get access to advanced methods for psychological dominance, attachment creation, and keeping people emotionally dependent without resistance. If you're serious about mastering this, the link is in the description.